Things just got even better for the Toronto Blue Jays and is following an absolutely electric Game 5 win. We have some huge updates that have dropped ahead of the crucial Game 6 on Friday. We're going to break down exactly what these updates are, but also discuss some comments from the players, including a few in particular that are not only awesome, quite frankly, but a little bit emotional as well. A ton to go over on this episode, but before we get into it all, if you're a part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, folks, it's the place to be for daily Jays content. Your support has truly been unbelievable all season long. Now, the Jays are one win away from a World Series championship, and if you're enjoying that, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Ladies and gentlemen, an absolute ton to go over today, and we know Jays coming off of a massive win last night. I had a video on it, but I want to cover today some more updates surrounding George Springer. We have a couple things as well regarding Bichette and a lot of different news to go over, and let's dive right into it all. Now, we're going to touch on Trey Yesavage, of course, as well as we always do. But I want to start with some of the timelines here for George Springer and some updates that came out late last night into this morning. But let's start with, before the game, some of the updates surrounding Springer. So he's been swinging a bat earlier, and Schneider says that was good. After running, he'll try to hit off the machine before the lineup is finalized. And ultimately now, as we know in hindsight, he wasn't available to play in the starting lineup, but was able to pinch hit and also, of course, be a pinch runner. So clearly that's not affecting his injury. However, it is good news that he did run in the field, hit velocity off a pitching machine, and of course, he was available to pinch hit. All that to be said, he seems to be almost all but surely available on Friday. Now, of course, things can change, but if we know George Springer, if I know George Springer based on what we can tell from the outside looking in, he's not going to want to miss this game at home, and he would have played today if he was able to, right? I don't want to get that twisted. Of course, he's going to play if he's healthy, but to see him available off the bench, I think this is more of a not load management situation, but just more so, hey, let's see what he's doing. Let's see how he's feeling after tonight, because you always were guaranteed one more game, and similar to what they did in game 2 with Bichette, you want to put the team in the best position to win. And now he had a whole game off, which is going to give him ultimately, now multiple days off, like 3.5 to 4 days ahead of the game on Friday. And they're in a very good position. And seeing him available, it's even way better than we thought. If this team can get Springer back, it takes IKF out of the lineup. You put Bo at second, who also seemingly is feeling a lot better now, not good enough to sprint around the bases. And I also want to point out, like, when he's not sprinting around the bases on a lazy ground ball, I don't think it's necessarily because he's super hurt to the point where he can't run super well, which I think is also, can be true. He's just trying to negate as much possibility of him getting more injured, right? He wants to completely play it safe, especially with a big contract. But let me know down below what your thoughts are, if you want George Springer back, or if you think that, they might just hold him out. I think Friday he's going to be back. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm hearing. That's what the speculation is saying. So let me know down below what your thoughts are and things of that nature. But let's dive into a few other things here. Now, a few comments from the players, a few different things. Let's first touch on Trey Yesavage. So he was asked on MLB Network if he'll be available for a possible Game 7, and he said, mentally, I'll be available for Game 6. So this guy is an absolute stud, and a lot of comments came out after the game. He is one of the best rookie pitchers we have ever seen, at least as it pertains to this season, right? It's one of the best seasons, I should say, in MLB history for a rookie pitcher. And it's crazy to say because he's made less than 15 starts, right? But at the same time, he said mentally be ready for Game 6. Something underlying from yesterday, it's a fantastic performance, is the fact that their bullpen was barely used. You used Hoffman, of course, and you used Sir Anthony Dominguez, two of your best arms, but everyone else is obviously going to be available Friday. But those two guys, given the off day today, are going to be available. And clearly, Dave Roberts' bullpen and their team in general is in shambles a little bit, right? After the Game 3 win, which probably and people are starting to say now that it took a much bigger toll on the Dodgers than it did the Jays. I don't know if that's the case necessarily, but they're older over there on the, at least on the position player side, for the most part, over on the Dodgers side. So it is interesting. And John Schneider goes and kind of, I guess, pumps up Trey Yesavage's tires, saying he's blown away by what Trey Yesavage did tonight, praising not only his talent, but the maturity in which he's handled all of this, or rather with which he's handled all of this. I told Pete after the 6th, I don't think there's anyone better in our bullpen right now, and it's true. And shout out to John Schneider for giving him the green light. Trey Yesavage, that is just play in inning 7, right? Inning 7 was absolutely a crucial one. And he also goes on to say that he can't wait to see what Rogers Center is going to look, feel, and sound like. And to be honest, I can't wait either. We're obviously going to see it on TV. This is going to be a special game Friday. And whether or not you've been a fan, like I've been saying now in the past few videos, for a day, a week, months, years, if you've been following the channel for that same amount of time, whether it be days, weeks, months, or years, this is something I've never thought I was debating if I'd ever see in my lifetime, and to be able to see it a year after, just 1 year removed from being a 74-win team and me covering the Jays every single day, every single game, despite only winning 74 of them, it is incredible, and I'm super excited to see what this looks like. But let's dive into some more stats and things that prove that this is better than we thought. In any best-of-7 series tied 2-2, the Game 5 winner has won the series 67.6% of the time. In series with current 2-3-2 format, teams taking a 3-2 lead by winning Game 5 on the road before returning have gone on to win the series 20 out of 27 times, which is good for over 70%. I'll do the math for you guys really quick. 20 divided by 27. 74% of the time, the team that won on the road heading back home in Game 5 wins it. So, again, this same math was being used against the Blue Jays at multiple points throughout this year, throughout this playoff run, and specifically throughout the series against the Mariners after they went down, 0-2. But one of the most important things now is that this team is ready to go. They have a fantastic chance to win. And no matter what, the World Series is going to be hoisted in Canada in front of either their home crowd or the away crowd if the Dodgers win. Knock on wood once again, as we do, if you've been following the channel. So it's going to be exciting. And I want to dive into some, not necessarily emotional comments, but a little bit, right? Tug on the heartstrings a little bit. You can see here, we are a team of uncommon men. I think our normal team would have folded, and we're not normal. I think we're the best team in baseball. Yes, we're the best team in baseball, and we got to get out of bed and our hair on fire, or rather with our hair on fire and ready to play. And hearing stuff like this, obviously from the team, like we see it on the bench, Ernie Clement, Miles Straw. I mean, even Joey Loperfido, who's not playing, Max Scherzer, Vladdy being the last guy to give Trey Yesavage a hug, but really embracing him. I mean, everybody, Pete Walker, being ready to just, run through a wall for one another is incredible. And if you guys haven't yet, go check out, after you've watched this video in its entirety, of course, go check out the call from Dan Shulman on the Davis Schneider home run. His voice cracks because of how excited he was. And he's obviously one of the best broadcaster in the world, in my eyes. And for him to be covering this team every step of the way with his good friend, Buck Martinez, who we know the struggles Buck Martinez has went through health-wise, we are all super grateful that he's with us now in the studio, that is, of course, announcing the games and being able to be there with us. This is an unbelievable, like everybody's emotional right now. A lot of people are holding it in. Like I'm holding in a little bit. Like I want to see if let the job get done. Right. But I mean, seeing George Springer, seeing everybody, Bo Bichette come back. This is truly a special team. And speaking of Bo Bichette, you can see here, Bo Bichette with his less than stellar defense is going to fetch higher value than you expect in free agency. After a long layoff, he still continues to have elite bat-to-ball skills using the whole field. GMs are dying for consistent and impactful contact at the plate. And it's true. He's hitting .364 this postseason for an .826 OPS. I mean, he's been absolutely dominant. And this is a guy who's playing at 50%, right, or less at this point. So this team's in a good spot. Things are better than a lot of fans, I mean, obviously, thought than it would be at the start of the year, but most importantly, it's just in there. I cannot express to you guys to just enjoy the moment. And there's a lot of updates here. Hopefully, George Springer returns soon. But at the end of the day, folks, things are looking good. I think we'll see Bichette at second base and Springer in the outfield on Friday. But regardless, you guys have been an absolute piece of the sport. Thank you guys for watching.